Hello everybody guys, welcome back to another LEGO video from BrickByBrick, and today we have a little comparison between the Mickey and Minnie Mouse Brickheads and their minifigure forms. And I figured this would be kind of an interesting video to do because there are some very subtle differences between these minifigure and Brickheads versions. And obviously the Mickey and Minnie Brickheads are from the Minnie and Mickey Brickheads sets. This Mickey Mouse minifigure is the one from the Disney minifigure series, and that is the most classic version of Mickey Mouse. There is another version of the character that does appear in the Disney castle exclusively, and then he's wearing like his Disney Parks outfit, which is cool. I like this one a lot, but you know, this is the one that where both of these share the same source material. This over here is Minnie Mouse, and she is from the Disney Castle, the Disney Collectible Minifigures series, as her pink outfit. You know, both these figures I think are really cool, and you know, I do find it interesting that they didn't pick the same kind of source material for the Brickheads. Like they picked one from the Disney Castle and one from the Disney Minifigure series, but regardless, I think they're pretty cool. The interesting thing here, for me, right off the bat, is colors. Obviously, the red pants and the black body are the same, but if you look at the skin tone of Mickey and Minnie Brickheads, that's tan. You know, insert Ganache bricks here. But their faces here, as minifigures, are just this regular flesh tone that they use for, you know, whatever they need a flesh tone for. Like, it's the same they use for Star Wars and licensed skin tones. I do think that this is a much more accurate color, and, you know, the tan, honestly, you don't even notice it until, you know, it's pointed out to you, really, that they're not exactly the same. You know, it's something that I didn't even realize going into this. But the other big color difference with Mickey is his shoes. Here they are that flame yellowish orange, and on the minifigure, obviously, they're just yellow. That's a little bit odd, because with Minnie, the shoes and the actual shoes on the Brickheads, they're the same color, versus not the same color. On Minnie, since she is in a more expensive set, I believe the quality on the legs is a little bit higher, so her yellow shoes, you know, are a little bit more fully printed. On Mickey, you'll notice there's a little black line underneath, which I don't think is intentional. I think that's a quality issue. The other thing that the Brickheads do right, that the minifigures do not, is tails. You know, the Brickheads both have tails, and I think that the tails, you know, are very helpful in portraying the character. As a result, I was never a massive fan of the collectible minifigure series of Mickey, or collectible minifigures series version of Mickey, because he doesn't have a tail and he looks very plain from the back. And I don't know, I just didn't think that worked correctly. I think Minnie was a little bit more forgivable because she had the skirt to kind of hide it, but, you know, still not perfect. I like that they were able to get the tails in on the Brickheads, and I think that was a big improvement. And obviously Minnie has her bow, which on the Collectible Minifigure series version is printed on both sides. Which, you know, I feel like that would be harder to do because it's a more complex surface. It's not completely flat. It's, you know, I don't know, it just feels like that would be a more difficult thing to pull off. Then again, this wasn't a $350 set versus a $10 set. But I don't know, I feel like they should have been able to get the printed dots on both sides of this 1x3 kind of wedge inverted slope brick. I don't know, I feel like that should have been doable. And obviously, the facial expressions are not going to be exactly the same because that's, you know, not really exactly possible with Brickheads. They do minimalist facial expressions. But I do like how they did pull in the eyebrows for Minnie. The Brickhead's eyes don't exactly work, but obviously that's a stylistic thing, and they're not going to change that just for this. But, you know, I do like how they did also, last thing to point out, is the arms. They both have the gloves that are white, Minnie even has the red pulled in there for the dual molding, per se. But, you know, it's not, yeah, she does have the black in there, but they can't, like, do that vertically. Anyway, that is pretty much all I've got here for this comparison between the minifigures and Brickheadz versions of Minnie and Mickey. You know, I think that they did a pretty good job translating these to Brickheadz form, and I think they are some of the better ones. But it is interesting to take a look at the differences between the two, the different compromises they made. At least I thought it was. And if you guys thought it was interesting, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from all you guys if you did. And if you'd like to see more of these kind of Brickheadz minifigure comparisons, you know, I'd be willing to do it for any of the minifigure versions I have of any of the Brickheadz that I have. But, you know, I don't know if this is something that you guys are interested in seeing more of. But if you are, let me know in the comment section down below, and it'll definitely happen at some point or another. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you did, let me know, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.